Grandmother continued with the story of Sri Rama. Unni and his mother listened to her with bated breath. Accompanied by Lakshmana, Sri Rama continued to roam the forest, pining for Sita. Suddenly, they saw in front of them a grotesque creature on the ground. The creature's face was in its chest, but one could not see its eyes. It was neither a bird nor a beast. It did not seem to have a proper head or legs. However, it did have very long arms which were twitching. Unni said,
"What is scary creature, Grandma?"
Yes, it definitely looked strange. It was a Rakshasa by the name of Kabandha. It suddenly encircled Rama and Lakshmana with its arms. Rama said, "Lakshmana, looks like we are trapped inside the arms of this creature. If we don't find a way to escape, we are going to be gobbled up." Lakshmana thought and came up with a plan. "Elder brother, I shall chop off one of its arms. You do the same to the other arm. That way we can get out of its grip." Without wasting any more time, Sri Rama cut off the creature's right arm and Lakshmana severed its left. The creature asked them, "Who are you? None before you have had the strength to cut away my arms. Tell me why you have entered this forest." Sri Rama said, "I am the eldest son of King Dashratha of Ayodhya. This is my younger brother Lakshmana. Cruel Rakshasas abducted my wife Sita while we were away. We are traveling all over searching for her. Tell us who you are." When it spoke, the creature's voice did not have any anger or pain. In fact, there was a certain joy in its tone. "I was once a handsome Gandharva or celestial being. Once I teased sage Ashtavakra about his deformed body.
Grandma, how could he be disrespectful towards a sage?"
It was because Ashtavakra's body was twisted in 8 places. Kabandha had laughed in derision, seeing its peculiar shape. He was also conceited about his good looks. The angry sage had cursed him. "May you become a Rakshasa. In the Treta Yuga, Sri Rama will come and chop off your hands. Only then will you be free of this curse." Thus, the handsome Gandharva became a Rakshasa. Once he fought with Indra, king of heaven, who cut his neck off, put his face on his chest, and stuffed his head and legs inside his body. Only his long arms were able to move freely. From that day onwards, Kabandha survived by grabbing and eating any creature that came its way. After recounting his story, he requested Sri Rama, "Please burn this body of mine. When I am free of this body, I will advise you regarding your search for Sita." As per his request, Sri Rama set a fire to his body. A divine form arose from the flames. Kabandha regained his earlier form of a handsome Gandharva. He prostrated before Rama and sang his praises. Sri Rama was pleased with the depth of the Gandharva's devotion. Blessing Kabandha, he said, "Those who pray to me by singing your hymn will surely attain liberation." Kabandha humbly told the Lord, "O noble one, nearby is the Gautama Ashram. A sage by name Shabari lives there, absorbed in meditating on your form. If you meet her, she will tell you in which direction you must go in search of Sita." With those words, the Gandharva disappeared. Now only we come to an inspiring story about the value of pure devotion. Shabari was a forest-dwelling tribal woman who in her youth had lived near the ashram of sage Matanga. Without being asked, she used to meticulously clean the ashram of the sage every day. The other disciples in the ashram could not understand why she performed such service, but the sage recognized her devotion. Before leaving his body, he initiated her into the Rama mantra and told her to chant and meditate on it. He promised her that Sri Rama himself would come and visit her someday. Shabari asked the sage who Rama was, but he replied that it was not necessary for her to know that. When she heard his answer, she refrained from asking any further questions and started chanting the mantra. Each day, she would carefully pick the juiciest and sweetest fruit to feed Lord Rama. She believed in the words of her guru and knew that Rama would surely come. Thus, her enthusiasm for anticipating his arrival never waned. Many years went by, and Shabari had grown old. The day finally arrived when Sri Rama and Lakshmana reached her ashram by the banks of the river Pampa. On seeing the lotus-eyed face of her beloved Lord, the aged Shabari prostrated in front of him and was lost for words. She washed his divine feet and sprinkled the holy water on her head. She worshipped him and fed him with fruits and water. She said, "I am but an old and foolish woman, born in a low caste. O my glorious Lord, what right have I to sing your praises?" Sri Rama answered, "To attain the Lord, what is essential is pure devotion. Whether you are a man or a woman is of no consequence." He then said, "O sage, please help me. I need to know where to go in search of my wife Sita." From her years of austerities, Shabari had obtained a divine vision and thus knew everything. She said, "I know that there is nothing in the world that you are unaware of, and yet, because you have incarnated as a human being and are asking me for news, I shall tell you. Sita Devi is sitting in a grove of Ashoka trees in the land of Lanka across the seas. She is meditating intently on your divine form. The evil Ravana is the one who had abducted her. Go to the Rishyamukha mountain range. Sugriva, the monkey, is living in exile there with 4 of his monkey ministers. He is afraid of his older brother Vali. Forge an alliance with Sugriva. Then all that you have come for will be easily achieved." Shabari closed her eyes and started chanting the Rama mantra. Using her yogic powers, she merged into the fire she created from within. Thus, Shabari attained moksha. Unni says,
That is so wonderful that Shabari was ready to chant the mantra without even knowing who Rama was. How did she know for certain that he would come?
Grandma responded, "Shabari simply believed in the words of her guru." Amma says that some people want to know the meaning of their mantras. But when you are traveling in an aeroplane, it isn't necessary to know what type of metal the plane is made of, how the instruments work, or even who the pilot is, right? You don't have to know any of those details. The only important thing is that you reach your destination. By simply repeating the mantra, you will reach the goal. This is what we can learn by hearing the story of Shabari. She had implicit faith in her guru and the power of the mantra which she had received from him. The guru kept his promise and Rama came to her. This story reminds us of the value of a guru mantra which we should chant as often as possible, and it reminds us to have faith in the promise that Amma has given us, that she will lead us to our destination. Hearing this, Unni felt sheepish.
I haven't remembered my mantra in a while. Grandma, let me go and chant it now.